scary tales that terrified Soviet people. Number 1. Mao Zedong rising from the grave. After the denunciation of Stalin's cult of personality, relations between the USSR and China deteriorated. Anti-Soviet propaganda spread in China, and occasional armed clashes broke out along the border. Soviet citizens lived in fear of a Chinese military invasion and sabotage by Mao's supporters. They were convinced of the looming Chinese threat. Folk imagination transformed this fear into a legend, popular in the late 1960s. A woman bought a Chinese carpet and hung it on her wall. At night, her son in the next room heard a terrible scream and called the police. The woman had died, with an expression of horror frozen on her face. A clever policeman turned off the lights, and everyone saw that in the dark, the new carpet revealed a terrifying image. Mao Zedong, lying in a coffin with his hands folded, holding a candle burning with a green flame. The explanation was that the Chinese had secretly embroidered Mao's image on carpets sent to the USSR with phosphorescent thread, so that people would die of fright. Number 2. Americans and biological weapons. After World War II, a new threat to Soviet agriculture appeared: the Colorado potato beetle, which destroyed crops and potato plants. The Soviet Minister of Agriculture explained its spread as an American act of sabotage. The legend quickly took hold. Soviet newspapers and media across the socialist bloc spread the story. People claimed to see beetles in new areas, and thousands of school children were sent into the fields to collect them by hand, and even to search for poison ampoules. In the 1970s, another legend appeared. Supposedly, during the construction of the Baikal-Amur main line, Americans scattered ticks in glass ampoules along the railway. Number 3. Spy devices that could see people naked. Although James Bond films were never shown in the USSR, rumors of incredible Western spy gadgets still reached Soviet citizens. Legends about the miracles of foreign technology often carried a sexual undertone. One rumor claimed that special Japanese glasses allowed their wearer to see people without clothes. Another legend spoke of foreigners photographing Soviet women on beaches with special red film. On the negatives, swimsuits supposedly disappeared, and the crafty foreigners would then print obscene nude photos to distribute at home, defaming the Soviet Union with pornography. Number 4. Poisoned chewing gum and candy. Foreign visitors were rare behind the Iron Curtain, so when international youth festivals began in the USSR in the late 1950s, the influx of guests terrified many residents and gave rise to new scary stories. The most common theme was the dangerous gift. Foreign guests allegedly handed out poisoned candies. This legend began after a Swede gave a child a bitter licorice candy. Pens and toys filled with explosives or poison. Chewing gum, the dream of every Soviet child, was given a special aura of danger. Rumors claimed foreigners hid micro-needles, crushed glass, or poison in the gum. Some said that if you swallowed it, mold would grow in your mouth. These gifts were also viewed as acts of capitalist superiority. People claimed foreigners took photos of themselves giving candy to Soviet children, then showed the pictures at home saying that Soviet kids begged for alms. Number 5. Dangerous Jewish doctors. In the early 1950s, the Soviet authorities launched a criminal case against doctors accused of plotting to poison Joseph Stalin and the party leadership. The infamous doctors' plot was accompanied by rumors of a Jewish conspiracy that terrified many Soviet citizens. Absurd legends spread like wildfire. Some claimed Jewish doctors were being arrested everywhere, proudly declaring that thousands of others would continue their mission. Others said doctors infected children with cancer and tuberculosis through vaccinations or distributed pills filled with lead shavings and bits of wire.